Hello everybody and welcome back to Transport Fever. Now you may have noticed the town's grown a bit. I've actually played forward about 10 years. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but I've not really had time to build a lot. I have filled all this area in. I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah, I've not really had a lot of time over the last couple of days. I've been really busy. Been out doing gardening and stuff. I was too tired last night to actually build anything, so I just did a little bit of work, and I've been tinkering with a few things. The AI decided to start building out here, so I thought I'd let it. I've put a couple of little bridges in here, and these were a bit tricky to get in. I think not only with it being a double bridge, but because that one's slightly curved, I couldn't actually get a medium road through here. I even though I deleted it, but I was very close to the station as well, so that was causing me problems. So I just settled with a narrow road. There's not going to be that many. I've blocked it off down here. As you can see, I've reserved this area. I've got a plan. I think I might put another golf course in here. One similar size to this, because I think it'll fit in that space nicely. Yeah, I think it'll work in well with the holiday resort that's going to go around here with the caravan parks and things. So I haven't had many unwanted buildings. I've had one or two here and there. I've noticed I've got a shop in the university. Bye. Not allowed. Yeah, a couple of little gaps here and there. This does happen, but I'm just going to chuck a load of blockers in. That'll stop them. You just keep an eye out for them every now and again. You do get the odd one. You do miss the odd little bit out here and there. Yeah, I've just done my usual things here with the parks. Just put some paths in, a few rocks, a few trees and that. Not too much detail in. Don't need to go into loads of detail for these. They just, it's just going to be a visual break in between all the buildings. I'm thinking possibly maybe put a couple of little bridges over here and extend these paths down this way as well. The reason I've stopped at this date is because we're about to get some upgrades, and I wanted to get to this point because this network I've built, I mean, it's just too much for these little trains. They're great and all, but they're not. You're just not moving things fast enough. I've got goods waiting all over the place, and I had a couple of little issues. I had the byproduct oil wasn't getting trucked out fast enough, and it started to back up, so the fuel train was actually starting to take it back down here. It was being picked up by the goods transfer, dropped off here, being picked up by the Hambley and Wednesbury goods transfer, dropped off back here, being picked up by the main goods transfer, dropped off back here, and then picked up with the trucks and took, I dropped off to here to the chemical plant. It just had to come from there to there. Alright, I was getting paid for it, but yeah, that's not what we want. It was interfering with everything else, and everything else was backing up as well because of it. So yeah, I just added a few more trains on and a load more trucks and things, and that seems to have sorted itself out. I've put a bridge in over here. I don't know if you noticed when we was on the train the last time. I only noticed it when I played the video back. I didn't actually notice it while I was recording. Hello, have you frozen? Yes, it has. But look, we've got people walking across the track. They're using it as a path to get to work. Now, I've removed that the truck stop from here because we're not using it anymore, so we don't actually need this second street connection. And that's going to stop them from walking across here. I have played on a couple of months from this, and I've been fiddling about because if I want to remove the second street connection, I suddenly get a collision. Now this bit, it shows you, but I've still got a collision. Now where was it? So I spent ages looking for this. I had to delete back most of this, delete all of this down here, delete all of this, until eventually I found it. It's that bit there. See, now I know I no longer have a collision and I can get rid of that. So I'll put a bit of ballast back in there. That sorts that out. And now we will no longer have people using this. I'll fill that, put a bit of ballast in there and stick a bit of wall back in. But yeah, I couldn't have people crossing there. There's 10 tracks there that are being used. I didn't want it on the videos, a train come hurtling through the middle here and some, people wandering back and forward. Now I've put this bridge in so that they can get across, but I'm not happy with this bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to level this out a little coming off here so that it's at the same height, and then run this down. The only problem is this bit of road here, if I try and delete it, I get I get a collision, and it's this building. But if I just delete that building, it might be another building as well, and it might be another building, and then before you know it, I've deleted half of this and end up having to put it all back in again. And it's just that one bit of road won't let me touch that. So I've tried this already, and I can link this up and I can connect it sort of two ways coming down here, but we can't have a connection coming back here unless I start deleting buildings, and I don't want to mess with this. I've done that before, and you just end up going so far back, and I don't want to end up deleting half of it and having to rebuild it all again. Not after all the work it took me in the first place. Doing this is a lot quicker and easier. I mean, I've put blockers in all over the place, so hopefully we shouldn't have any cheeky buildings popping up here and there. I had a little road coming out. There was a road found its way up here somewhere with a few buildings on, so I'll block that off as well. But the towns are growing pretty well. We're doing a lot better on the numbers now. I think the passenger line's nearly actually full. Yeah, 425 or 480, so we are ready for some upgrades. Hambley's growing well, it's coming down into here now. Not had any problems down this side yet. It's growing round here as well, which is good. I'm going to fill all this in. Get these bits filled in. I think these will fill in relatively quickly up to a certain point anyway. We've got buildings over here now as well. Building on this side of the station. Which was what the aim was. Yeah, let's get the time going. Because we've got some upgrades. Now, the 060s which are coming next, they're not really, well, they're slower than these, but they've got more power, so they can pull longer carriages, so we can transport more people, can transport more goods. I think I'm going to double header the oil train and stick 20 oil tankers on there, get some nice long trains on the go early. Not just yet. I think I might wait till there's a more powerful. I don't know yet. I don't really like the double headers, although it does give you nice long trains. But we are going to upgrade all the trains and everything. Everything's going to get longer, much longer. These little 060s are excellent. We're moving quite a number of goods around. What date are we up to? I can't see me date. I've got to move that thing. I don't think I can move it. Oh, don't want to press it. I thought I'd stop the recording then. I know we're on the 20 something of December. I can see the 2 bit. Right, let's fast forward a bit. There we go, 3. I've got a little microphone symbol, and there's a green dot with a square around it here, and a microphone symbol with a square around it there. Anyway, upgrades, yay! Okay, so just get them open. We'll pause it a sec. So we've got the 06 OST. That's it, 06 OST. Like I said, it's a little bit slower, but it's a a lot more powerful, so it can get up and down the hills a lot better. It can accelerate better with more coaches on. We've got a better passenger coach there. We got the Le Oblisson, the upgrade for the bus services, and I think we got the covered wagons as well, which is an upgrade on the trucks. I'm not going to upgrade the buses and trucks just now. I'll do that later off camera. I just want to get the trains upgraded. Right, so we'll start with the main line. We'll have a look. This is the 222 that we're running at the moment. It'll do 37. It's only got 109 horsepower and it's only got 20 kilonewtons of tractive effort, so it can't pull very much. These it'll do 31, which is a bit less, but near enough twice as much power and tractive effort, more than twice the tractive effort. So it'll accelerate quicker, it'll pull more, and it'll get to a relatively good speed as well. We say it's not really great speed, is it? But we did have 4 of these on, which was giving us 24 passengers. We can now stick 6 of these on comfortably. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do that and we'll replace them. And 20 vehicles. Probably about 20 million quid doing that. I've got 264 million now. I've still got the cost turned off. Just because of what landscaping I'm doing. Right, the Wednesbury and Hambly goods transfers only got 4 on it at the moment. So we want the... Oh, no, we don't want them. We want these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's put 8 on that one. Just because it's got a bit of an incline coming up here. I'm going to stick 10 on the other ones that are going more flat. Barton goods transfer, you can have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hambly food. Did I click that then? Yes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, got so many lines. Lakeside goods. Right, we'll get through these in a second and then I'll go show you them. We'll go ride one. No, that's passengers. What are you doing? I've got all sorts of like little cattle wagons and things. These are ace if you've just got individual lines running and stuff. But because I'm transferring goods from different sources, I forgot how many I've put on there now. If when you're adding these, it doesn't tell you here, but if you open one of the trains and click on details, it'll tell you there. That comes in handy when you're doing loads of carriages, when you've got like 20 or 30 coaches on and stuff. Okay, so this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll get through this in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like I say, we'll get an upgrade to these in 1890. We'll get some upgrades to these, by which time we'll have some better trains as well. Okay, the mining line. And you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do 10 then? Yeah. And Hambly's done. We've just got the oil and fuel line now, I think. Yeah. So, right, there's 8 trains on there at the moment. I think I'm going to retire 2 of them. Let's do that now. You got fuel. You got oil. They're all going to be carrying. They're all going to be full. He's not full. You go back. You go back. Right. So we're going to have 10 of these on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like I say, I was thinking of putting a double header and 20 carriages. I've tested it and it goes up the hill alright. It's still just a little bit slow at the start, but I'm not keen on these as double headers. You can get, there are mods you can get where you've got one in reverse as well, and you put one at the back of the train or one behind it. It looks quite good like that, but right, so is that everything? That's all them. Like I say, I'll do the buses and the trucks. You don't need to sit here watching me clicking all them. Let's have a look. Are you going to upgrade? No, you've just left. Let's get a bit of a fast forward on here. Oh yeah, I only put 8 on them, didn't I? Yeah. Train. Just turn the background noise down a little there. There we go. So we can carry 48 now instead of 24, doubled up the capacity. So, where's the main line? We can carry 864 passengers now. And we've already got 471 on board, so... Oh, look. Bit of train action going on here. And you haven't got the same view as the 2.2s. It's just the normal out of the front view. Unfortunately, those 2.2s are the only ones that you get the actual onboard view from. Yeah, all the trains coming here. Let's go have a look at some of these goods trains. They're going to transport a lot more goods now. That's going to get things moving a lot quicker. Everything's starting to get a bit backed up. And now that we don't have people wandering back and forward across there, I'm going to fix. Yeah, I told you I'm going to fix that bridge up. Let's go have a look. Where's the fuel trains? There we go, with a nice shiny new black tanks on there. Yeah, these little 060s will comfortably pull 10 carriages. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time with these trains. I like these GWRs. I've said that before, but they are my favourites. And there's quite a selection of them as well as you go through the game. And I can't work out from the speed and the power and the tractive effort and that how many carriages. It's complicated maths, very complicated. So it was just a case of adding carriages, taking them off, seeing what it does, where, you know, and you got to take into account where you've got bits that are going up, rising, seeing what the kind of acceleration is on there. If it's a hill that's coming out of a station or a crossover or something, a hill after a crossover where the train's likely to have stopped, you've got to see what the acceleration's like coming up the hill. If it's at full speed when it hits it, the chances are it'll get a good way up before it starts to slow down anyway, so that's not too bad. It's a bit freezing there again. So yeah, I've got to go and upgrade these trucks. Get these working a bit better. I think it might be a few days before I get another video out. Yeah, I think I need to do quite a lot of detailing now. So a lot of it's very time consuming, and I want to get some of these areas filled in. I want to get the farm started over here because Lakeside started spreading this way. So I want to get this farm started building from here somewhere. Maybe join these up. Have it going out into the country and fill that area in. Get this farm sorted out. Having to think about that, I think I'm going to open this up and let the town come through here. I don't know, I was thinking I might reroute that a bit further along. It's nice to have the trains following one another along here though, when you get the occasional passing one. Timing's going to be a bit messed up now from what it was before. It'll take them a while. I did put the tram route in. I put some tram stops and I stuck these little trams on them. Very slow. And I just noticed a sliding horse. What's going on there now? He's not sliding. No, he's trotting. Must be something to do with it's only him doing it, these ones aren't. It appears we have a horse on roller skates. Okay. You do get some weird stuff in this game at times. Yeah, let's not focus on that because that's not quite right, is it? I did notice them randomly turning round as well for some strange reason. I checked all the route and everything, make sure the route was set up properly, but it might have been just while they were spacing themselves out, I don't know. But they just seemed to be, every now and again, one just suddenly flipped round in the road and went the other way. And I made sure that I hadn't messed the route up, I checked every stop. It's a long way to go up here. I think there are 30 on there as well. Yeah, so I think, yeah, like I say, I'm probably going to do quite a bit of time lapse for the next video. I want to get a good chunk of the decorating and scenery in, particularly up around these areas. I want to get this mine sorted out, and I want to get some decoration around these. I'm going to open this side of Cosgrove up. I'm going to put another platform there, get some crossings in, let it start building out this side. Because I mean, it's got good catchment, but that's its limit. So if it starts growing on that side, then we can double the capacity of people coming into the train station without any buses in here. So I'm going to have to, a bit later on, once the game starts slowing down a bit, I'll have to start removing some of the buses and things, cutting down on the number of trains and stuff. But as we get the bigger and better trains, I can start reducing the amount, because we've got way too many on here anyway. It's just them little trains at the start of the game. If I'd have been doing it with the vanilla trains, the ones that come with the game, we'd have needed twice as many. Them things are useless. Yeah, I think, yeah, okay. Decorating coming next. It's going to be much the same kind of thing. A couple of golf courses. Having a look around on Google Maps and looking at some different places and stuff. Just a bit of inspiration and a few ideas. A lot of the coastal towns they've got golf courses all over the place, so there's no reason why you couldn't have, 7, 8, 9, 10 in here. and it'd still look good. I don't want that many. I'm definitely putting one up here. There's a big one going to go up here. I'm thinking one here, which I can surround with caravan parks and beach scenery and stuff. And I'm possibly thinking one through here somewhere, maybe down. Maybe if I bring the road alongside the train track and then in, coming a bit more like that. I still haven't sorted that junction out. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, I think if we bring the road along here and in, that gives us a nice big chunk of room to play with there. So we put another big golf course in here, and then continue the farm scenery around this sort of side. Yeah, and have quite a bit of room for lakeside to grow. What I'm thinking as well later on, once the towns have actually grown into the gaps that I've left, I possibly might turn the town grove off altogether, so that we can extend the game a bit further. I'll let the towns get to a couple of thousand each or something. We'll see how we get on. We'll see how my frame rate does. I know there's that new performance patch out, but I have heard already some people are having problems with some of the save games, and there's been a few people have lost the games, and I don't want to risk it. I really don't want to risk it, so I'll wait till the end of this series and I'll put that in. And then starting afresh from the next series, there's some of the mods, like that new industries mod I wanted to use. You have to have it in from the start, otherwise it doesn't work, it just crashes the game. So I've tried it. I sort of tested it on a couple of different things. I tested it on a fresh map and it was working. So yeah, if I put that on from the start next series, and maybe we might do a big industrial one or something. Not even thinking about that yet. I even just waved my arm then, not that you could have seen that. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about that yet. I've got to get ideas. Well, I've got so many ideas for this map, but it's too early to do them. We're getting close to the time where I've got a couple of little ideas I want to put in, but most of them aren't going to look right. I can't do the caravan parks until 1930s at least. There were caravan parks around in the 30s and 40s. So they had the old little teardrop caravans and stuff. The ones I've got are more sort of 50s, 60s looking, but I've only got 2 of them. I do want to start making my own mods. I am gonna learn that. It's gonna take me a while. I've been looking into it. I've been reading. I've been reading some tutorials and stuff, and watching videos, and yeah, there's a heck of a lot to learn. I need to learn 3D rendering, and learn the programming for the mods and stuff. I already write in the LUA files when I'm making the maps. I've got that far with it so far anyway. But yeah, a lot of it's complicated stuff that I don't really understand yet. So I'll get there eventually, and then maybe on the next season, maybe the one after, I might do a totally new, unique build, because there's loads of ideas of places I want to. I've got inspiration of places where I've been to and travelled to. I've lived in a lot of countries, and I've been to a lot of places. I've done a lot of travelling around the UK, and Scotland, Wales. I've lived in Ireland for a number of years. I've lived all over Europe and worked all over Europe as well. So I've seen a lot of places. I've done photography. I've done a lot of landscape and scenery photography in the past. So got a lot of inspiration. I like old buildings. It's like with the churches. I like putting the churches in, just because that's all I've got. I'd like some cathedrals, and I'd like some old monasteries and things, and other buildings. Not particularly religious buildings. I'm not particularly a religious person, but everywhere I've been, I've seen these kind of, these big sort of Victorian and older buildings, and sort of Gothic buildings and things, and I'd like to be able to have quite a number of them to really sort of make some nice sort of central areas within the city, palaces and all that kind of stuff. I know I've got my castle mod, but there's only so much variety you can actually do with these because you've only got two types of towers. One of them's very thin, so you've only got this type of tower, and there's no way of making it look like it's sort of falling apart and ruins or anything. So I'd love some old ruins pieces. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get into that because that'll give me a lot more scope. And then, as I do each map, it's going to be a brand new map each time, and everyone's going to be sort of not based on anywhere in particular, but with a flavour of a certain area or with a flavour of a certain country or region. I'd like to do a Mediterranean one, and maybe maybe one around the Alps or somewhere like that. Definitely do one with a sort of Cornish inspiration from Cornwall, southwest England. There's a lot of seaside villages down there with fishing boats and stuff. That if and when I do start making mods, fishing boats and boats are probably going to be one of the first things that I want to do, because that'd really give me. I want beach decorations. I want stuff that I can make rather than just having loads of caravan parks. I want to be able to do a different sort of locales, different types, different things going on. Make your tourist areas, even though there's no leisure buildings in the game. I believe there was in Train Fever. I believe they had residential, commercial, industrial and leisure. So it would be nice if they had leisure as facilities rather than just try to have to fake it. But I've got some leisure assets. If you watch my scenics, you've probably seen that little caravan park I did. There's little five-a-side football pitches and swimming pool in there and stuff. So I've got some bits and pieces, but yeah, like I said, I want to add to them. I really want to add to them. I want loads of big buildings. I can build around them. I'll build little parks around them and things, and then let the AI fill in all the gaps. A town hall, markets, all those kind of things. I'm going to do some markets, some town centre markets, some biggish ones. Definitely coming up late 1800s. There's a lot of markets. I'm from the north of England, from a market town. Where they used to there was a big indoor and outdoor market. It goes back to the industrial era. All the farming communities bring the goods in, and there's a lot of cotton industry around where I lived and stuff. So I like old mills and things like that. I have got one mill. I think I've put one of these in here somewhere. I don't know if I actually used it. Oh, is that him? That's sort of thing. It looks a bit like one of our old mills, but they were a lot bigger. These are quite nice. I'll put a load of assets in here. Maybe stick a person magnet in there. Just get some people wandering around. Yeah, I want to put loads of assets and stuff in here. I'm going to fill all this in. I might actually do this at the start of the next episode. I might start on this bit. I just want to get this area looking a lot better. There's a bit things going here, there and everywhere at the moment, so get it looking a lot more like this, and we can disguise a lot of this and get it filled in and get some roads joining up across here somehow. Maybe another bridge. I don't know yet. We'll see. Right, so that's your lot. I'm too tired to do any building tonight. Yeah, like I said, I've been in the garden all weekend. I've been doing a lot of heavy work, so everything's aching. So I'm going to go relax, have a couple of beers, and I'm going to say goodnight to you all. And I shall see you during the week, maybe later on in the week. The time lapses are very time consuming, and I'm just not sure. I've got a few busy days coming up, so I'm not sure when I'm going to have time to do a lot of stuff. But I'll try and get as much done as I can, and I'll be back really soon. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. You've been watching Off the Rails.